Here I am again, hopefully making the last video for those of you who are working with Alicia to watch that hopefully will help you in taking care of her. And as I said before, I just think of things randomly, and so they don't make a lot of sense, the order that I'm telling you things in. Because of her hearing loss, Alicia does not hear an alarm. We've tried vibrating alarms and everything. She will sleep right through them. So we gave up on her getting up with an alarm. So you'll have to wake her up when you want her to get up. And also, she will stay in her bed and play. She'll get up and get something and then get back in her bed in the mornings until you come in and tell her it's time to get up and get going. So this can be nice if you're wanting to sleep in on a Saturday, but so we've let her sleep in pretty late a few times, but for the most part, we want her up by 9 or 10 on a weekend even and being active. She definitely could stand to lose a little weight around the middle and needs to be active and around people. And let's see. I spoke a little bit about how she sometimes gets stuck in her routine and takes a while to complete it. Alicia knows how to, dress herself and get ready for work. She can fix her own lunch, and she can do a lot of things like that. And she's very good about following a routine. Routines are very important to her, but her brain is fascinating, but it does get stuck in what we refer to as loops sometimes. In fact, it's looping most of the time on what she's going to buy next. And she's thinking about that or something over and over again in her mind. And sometimes when she's getting ready in the morning or getting ready for bed at night, she'll just get stuck somewhere thinking about that or doing something like picking out the one toy that she has to have to take into the shower, into the bathroom with her while she takes her shower. And so you just need to encourage her along a little bit at that point. It can be nerve-wracking at times when you're trying to get something done in a hurry. Alicia receives a Depo shot every 3 months. Depo-Provera, I think is what it's called, but it keeps her from having periods. It's a birth control method, and I will handle taking care of taking her and getting that done initially until we decide how we're going to handle the medical aspect of Alicia's care. But I wanted the caregivers, to know that you won't have to deal with her having periods or anything like that. She does need help shaving and under her arms and her legs. She will do it, can do it herself, but I don't trust her because she sometimes pushes too hard and scrapes her legs up and gets them bleeding. We talked about a little bit about her funny voice that she does sometimes, and my husband said, why don't you explain that a little more? And I can't totally explain it because I don't know why she does it, but she does do it more in the evenings with her hearing aid out. And so it's something that I think she likes the way it feels. And it's just kind of a bizarre thing, but you'll recognize it. And again, what we do when she does that is say, pretty voice, Alicia. And she'll say pretty voice back. She may say it with her ugly voice, but usually that will cause her to stop, break that looping cycle, at least for the moment. And now the ear problem that I told you about, I'm going to just show you a couple of things about it. It is ongoing. It has been for several years. It's her right ear that has the most problems, so she is not able to wear a hearing aid in that ear anymore. But we've started treating both ears at night with, I'm going to have you use these drops right here, and just at bedtime, just have her lay down and put 3 or 4 drops in one ear, and then put some cotton in it, and just wait a few minutes, maybe a minute or 2 is all, and then have her roll over and do the other side as well. And I have her wear cotton in her ear, in the right ear, to work usually, because if I don't, she's doing this because it itches, and then she gets a bleeding. So I'm just showing you, she doesn't need this, the cotton balls come like this. She doesn't need this huge thing in her ear. So I usually rip them up to at least, about 3 in, I can get 3 out of 1. So she doesn't have a huge white thing sticking out of her ear, just a small white thing sticking out of her ear. And this is these both you can use like in the mornings if she's complaining, or anytime during the day. These are anesthetic. They will help the itch. This is called triamcinolone. So I don't know, something that starts with the TRI. And this is something that you spray, just like that, a couple of sprays in it. And there again, it's either ear, you can use it in either ear, but it's mainly the right one. And if she's complaining about it, it'll probably be that one. If you use it, if the other ear is bothering her too, just don't put the hearing aid, let her put it back in immediately, let it dry a little bit. And for the hearing aids, I was going to show you, she keeps the hearing aid singular now, since she can't wear them both. She keeps the hearing aid in this little black container, and it'll be in a little basket. I realize you can't see this. It's a little basket like this that she'll have somewhere in her room or in that bathroom in there. And then once a week is all she needs to do this, but you probably will need to remind her. This cleans it. So you plug this in and put the hearing aid in here. And when you do that, please remove the battery, and then she can put the battery back in herself the next morning. Here are the batteries. And like I said before, she knows how to change them, but if she's not responding to you, say, Alicia, is your hearing aid working? And she'll she'll move it like that, and if you don't hear any feedback, that little feedback squeal, then she needs a new battery. All right, my notes went away. I think, okay, the only other thing on my list, oh, no, here we go. This is something that I will do. At least initially, somebody might get brave enough to be willing to try this themselves, but the ear that's the problem. I rinse it with this spray thing, and it's a mixture of alcohol and vinegar, and you spray it in the ear and then let it, you know, like this, and then it drains down in, and it usually kind of yuck stuff comes out, and you know, you can understand when you see what comes out why she scratches it so often. But I just wanted to tell you about it, and I will come out. I'm sure I'll be there about once a week, and you know, anyway, and I'll do it then. Also, we have some of these Stridex. If her face is breaking out, and pretty often it does, have her use, just wipe her face with that once a day maybe. And then the other thing, this is it's not a new concept, but having this little boxes is an idea that I just came up with, trying to think ahead about what some issues may be with her move, and whether she gets more tense than usual. So I'm gonna give you one of these to keep in the vehicle where you transport Alicia, and I'm going to take one to retail where she works. As we talked about before, when she's tense and hitting is the negative consequence that you'll see, and she usually will start saying no hit when she's thinking about hitting. And the little flip chart that I showed you before has her calming techniques. We call it her little Be Calm book. Be Calm book. And one thing that's in there is to squeeze a ball. She loves these little squeeze things. So I've got a couple of these balls in here. There's a couple of kinds. It's a really weird feeling, but actually they feel kind of cool to do. So I understand now why she likes them. And then the other thing that's in here that is helpful sometimes when she's angry is to let her write down how she feels about things. And we talked about it a little bit earlier, but I've put a little notebook and a pen in these for you to have in the car. And so, you know, if she's mad because she doesn't get to go to Walmart, you know, you could put no Walmart and put what you are going to do. Or just say, write it, Alicia, and she might write down, I'm mad, which is good for her to express that she's mad. And you can just say, I'm sorry you're mad. Just affirm her when she expresses her feelings. And also when she's obsessing about things and you write it down, it helps. I think I mentioned that. Sometimes her to stop saying the same thing over and over again and driving you nuts. So the only other thing that I wanted to mention is the going to the stores. I've said that it would be good to let her know before you go into a store what to expect, and that you're not going to allow her to buy anything, unless of course you are, but she will still have to, it's just almost a compulsion, go up and touch some things, the toys. She'll go to that, she'll go straight to the toy section as fast as she can walk. So somebody will need to, stay up with her. And if, the best thing to do is to just, let her touch, and to touch the things for a minute and say, later or next time. And then after she's done a couple of the touch, 2 or 3 things, then you can say, okay, now it's time to go. And she will have calmed down a little bit, and you can usually redirect her then. So anyway, thank you again so much. I've made it sound like she's really hard to deal with, and she's not once you understand her. But thank you for all that you're doing, and please feel free to call us with any questions. And I'm not sure I taught you the sign for finished. And since I am now finished, I'm going to say finished. Finished. Thank you.